Who's ready for an adventure? Good morning. Here we are, another dawn in Temagami. Last night was not good for me for sleep. It's a short amount of sleep and pretty broken. So I'm glad I took that nap yesterday instead of working on those rhizomes. I was eating some rhizomes. They were burned. Now my lips are all black. Anyways, I'm gonna get out and do some fishing. As per usual. Wouldn't want to break from tradition. Anchored here today, and I'm gonna see if I can bring in some lunch. Go. Alright. Roy wants no part of that. You're a good dog, Roy. Beauty. I'm off to the races. Well, I think it's time to move on. Feisty little pike on the line here. A vocal little guy too. Who's excited to be on shore? Who's excited to be out of that canoe? Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Oh, you ready to play? You ready to play? Oh, you ready to play? Take that That is a yes. My goodness. Wow. Someone has energy this morning. Roy boy. Roy boy. Been waiting all morning to get out of that friggin' canoe. This is where he wants to be. Isn't it, Roy? Do you like being up here? Let's go, bud. So here, a plant called Indian pipe. And I was going to wait until all of my cattail flowers were gone before harvesting it, and I saw a few groupings of it sprouting up. But it seems like either something's been eating it or else it's been dying. So I'm just going to go ahead and harvest now. Be the opportunist I'm always lobbying for before these all die off or get eaten or what have you. So I'm going to grab some of these now and give them a try, cook them up for lunch. I'm now back at camp and I'm feeling in a bit rough of shape. Just hungry, tired, just not feeling good. I don't know whether it's the sleep, the small breakfast, the accumulation of the last 7 weeks and change, but I just don't feel very good right now. I decided to go ahead and clean both pike. I'm going to cook them up, and if I can eat them both I will. If not, I'll save some for dinner. I'm going to save the Indian pipe for dinner as well. Keep it simple. I'm not interested in trying anything new right now. With the exception of this little piece of Indian pipe. I will try this raw. I've heard you can eat it raw or cooked. Not bad. Tastes kind of like a bean sprout. I've heard it tastes better cooked, so I'll give that a try later. But yeah, it's going to be pike and cattail flowers. When I'm done that, I'm going to cook some rhizomes. I'm not going to do a huge fire. Just that would be a frivolous use of my firewood, frivolous use of energy, and my time as well. So I'm just going to do what I need to do to cook the rhizomes, have a nap, take care of my basic needs, get myself back in a good state, because right now I'm just not doing great. I've now eaten lunch, had something to drink, and sat down and rested for a little bit. I'm feeling definitely a lot better than I was. I'm still pretty tired though. So I'm just going to go ahead, get some a big old fire going for the cattail rhizomes. I'll take advantage of the fire to boil up some tea, keep me hydrated, and just fire those off, hopefully get them done fairly quickly so I can get down for a nap. I've laid a nice big fire here, and I'm hoping that should leave me with a very nice bed of coals. I'll probably have to add a little bit more wood here and there where necessary, but once that gets lit, it looks like it might even be starting to smolder away from the embers that were left over from my cook fire. But once that gets lit, it should go up nicely. The water will boil, I'll make some tea, get down to business. I decided that I would make my fire big enough to cook the rhizomes, but that I would forgo yesterday's plan of baking the clay. It had taken a considerable amount of time and energy to gather that firewood, and for the sake of survival, it would be better used for cooking over the week to come. Today's tea of the day is triple berry. So in here I have steepings strawberry, raspberry, and blueberry. And I'm going to give that a little while to steep. I've made more tea than usual today just because of how I was feeling earlier. I really want to make sure that I'm hydrated, so this should be good for 3 or 4 cups, and that should get me back to where I belong. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for this to steep, I'm also waiting for the fire to die down. I've got the rhizomes all ready to go on the grill, and just a matter of playing the waiting game now, and then we can get down to business. Hard life being Roy. He's decided that it's nap time. This tea should be ready to go now, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. That's actually really nice. Sweet. It's much better than I was expecting. It's sweet and flavorful. Got a nice pink orange color to it. Yeah, it's very good. I would definitely recommend the triple berry tea. Big time thumbs up. And I've got a nice big pot of that, so I can go ahead and enjoy it while I roast my rhizomes. And those should be ready to get on there quite shortly. I'm just waiting for the last of the flames to die down. So I have a nice bed of coals. That way I won't end up burning them, hopefully. I'm definitely feeling a lot better now. Probably a case of dehydration, hunger, fatigue. So once again, it's just about recognizing your basic needs, taking care of the needs, and not trying to do too much. I would have liked to have one pike for lunch tomorrow. That way I would have just had security, knowing that I had food for today and tomorrow. But I needed the calories in me now. So I still have about a quarter of the second fish left. And I'm going to try and save that for tomorrow's breakfast, because I'm finding that the cattail shoots and rhizomes don't take me very far, so I either need to have an early lunch, which I didn't do today, or else I need to have a more substantial breakfast. So hopefully that bit of protein in my breakfast will keep me going, allow me to push through a little longer if I have to stay out longer to catch some fish. And I think these coals are pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to put the lid on my tea, keep it nice and warm for me, and get those rhizomes on the fire. So what I just did there was let the rhizomes sit over top of the embers to slowly cook for a couple of minutes. I may have left them a little bit too long, a few of them look a bit black. But a short cook there. Toss a handful of small stuff onto the fire after removing the rhizomes, and then any root hairs that didn't get burnt off, I will move the tray around to burn those off. I flipped them, and now they're back on the fire, slowly cooking once again over the coals. In the meantime, I've loaded up the other tray that was on top, or sorry, it was on the bottom, then it was flipped on top and then removed, and now that is loaded up once again with another set of rhizomes ready for these ones. Once they're done, I'll put them off to the side of the to cool and get the new batch onto the fire. The rhizome roast is done at long last, and they're all packed away in the food storage container. So let's take a look at that and see how things are stocked for the rest of the trip. So we have our rhizomes here, cattail shoots, got cattail flowers with my teas underneath, and then good supply of birch bark and those cow lily seeds. So I am well supplied at this point. I don't see myself gathering too much more in the way of edible plants unless I find something new. But I'm happy with how things are looking, and I should be able to ride it out for the remainder of the trip on what I have here. We've made it into the mid-afternoon now, and I finished that rhizome roast just in time. We've got some dark clouds rolling in, and I heard some rumblings of thunder. No better rainy day activity that I know of than having a nap, and I've been looking forward to that all day. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'll get some rest. Hopefully this will pass before too long, and then I can get up and clean some fish, cook them up for dinner. That's okay. Roy and I are cozy and warm, so it can thunder and wind and rain all it likes. Cozy wozy. Snug as two bugs in a rug. Oh, here we go. Hello there. Here we are back in the land of the living. I just had a glorious 4-hour nap. I always seem to sleep best when it's raining. Feeling a lot better rested now, a lot more awake, alert, alive, enthusiastic. However, we're now into the evening. It's about 7 o'clock, so I need to walk Roy, clean the fish, come back, make some breakfast, and I need to hustle about it. So without waiting anymore, that's what I'm doing. I've made it to dinner time now. I've got that big walleye from a few days ago. I'm also cooking up the Indian pipe. I'm not sure the best way to do it. I'm going to go ahead and try to steam it though, and we'll see how that turns out. On top of that, I've got a few cattail shoots and some of the freshly cooked cattail rhizomes from earlier today. I steamed these Indian pipe for about 3 or 4 minutes, and I think they're ready to try. They've gone a darker color, as you can see here. They were white, now they're like a dark blue. So let's see how these taste. Not bad at all. They're like a cooked bean sprout. So I can definitely eat those. I would love nothing more than to crawl into my sleeping bag and go to sleep right now. But I know that if I do, I will be attacked viciously in about half an hour by the mosquitoes. So instead, I'm going to go down to my canoe and head out on the water in this questionable weather while it's threatening rain and hang out there for a few hours. So happy. I'm going to, as ever, put all my rain gear on beforehand because I think we're probably going to be getting driven back into shore fairly soon by the rain, and just want to be prepared.